morning, everybody, and welcome to We Talk Live with Lisa. And I have a special guest with me today who is our mystery reader for the month of February. Her name is Kim Penzorn, and she is We Watch Mother, parent, as well as a high school teacher. And so we thought, what better person to be a mystery reader this month for our book, which is Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney. And so this book, by the way, it was my daughter. She's 22 now, but it was her favorite book when she was a young girl. So I've read it hundreds of times. So for the parents out there and providers who've read it hundreds of times, I am with you on that one. So welcome, Kim. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for recording the video that people are going to watch after this Facebook Live. You recorded it with you and your two children, Katya and Maya.
Yeah.
Present. How did that go?
I was gonna say, oh, it was no problem. But yeah, so Katya's 4, Maya's 2.5. They've already been reading the book a lot with Paskina, which is where they spend their days. And in addition to that, it was a pop-up book. So it was like herding cats a little bit. They were so excited and they were all over me and all over my friend who was filming. And so it was beautiful chaos.
Okay, excellent. It's reality. It's parenthood.
Exactly.
Reality.
It's parenting reality.
Book.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I enjoyed watching it. I will say that. So Kim, this book is, it's all about love. It's about, and we thought, for Valentine's, happy Valentine's Day to everybody yesterday. It's all about love. It's about children expressing love and parents expressing love, which is so important. And since you are an educator, I thought I'd ask you, how do you see that as an important piece, children expressing and learning to express love?
I think it's super important. I grew up in a household where we always said, I love you. So you were leaving the house, you said, I love you. You hung up the phone, you said, I love you. And so that's very much how I have been raising my daughters. So we're very free. And they'll stop and say to me, like, Mommy, I need to tell you something. And I'm okay, like, which big news is it? And it's, I love you. And I'm just like, that's really nice. So I think it's super important. I mean, it makes the kids know that they're important, that they're cared for, that they're secure. And I think it gives them the ability to express themselves openly, which I know, especially because I work with teenagers, I know that the ability to talk about how you feel, regardless of what the emotion is super important. And so I think it gives them that stability and that safety and the security to kind of do that. And we got home yesterday from daycare, and on the car ride home, Katya said, can we go to our neighbors who are sort of our extended family now? Can we go see Tanta Karen and tell her I love her and wish her happy Valentine's Day? So we made the rounds to our different neighbors, and so I think that's a beautiful thing to do that.
I think you hit on an important point about learning to express yourself early on. I think for children is really important. Because later on they become less expressive, but having that groundwork really is important. And side note again, my 22-year-old daughter still says I love you to the moon and back to this day in text messages. So parents, they do express themselves.
Exactly. And I sometimes hear my students, they'll say like, oh, can I quickly go in the hall? And, I have to call my mom for something or whatever. And the other day I had one of my students in the hallway, and he's one of my sort of like cooler boys and whatever in the classroom. And at the end of the phone call, I love you, Mom. And I was like, sweet. That's what I like.
So the other part I love about our program this month, the providers there's an activity that they're doing that talks a little bit about self-love. And so the children are going to talk about what they love about themselves. How do you see that as an educator, again, as important in later years, that idea of understanding and expressing self-love?
I think it's so important. We see it so often now with social media and everything. There's a real pressure on kids to look a certain way, be a certain way, and that sort of thing. And if we can instill confidence in them right from the beginning,
Mhm.
genuine confidence in abilities that they have and in strengths that they have. At my house, we talk about like, your superpowers because they like being
Mhm.
superheroes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
we talk about like that kind of thing because it's important, and it's not praise for the sake of praise, this sort of idea, oh, everyone gets a sticker and everyone gets a
right.
trophy. And it's like genuinely finding the really great things about you and being super proud of them and
Yeah,
seeing those as strengths and seeing those as valuable things that you contribute to the family, to your friends, and that sort of thing. And so just really giving them that, again, strong foundation of feeling confident in themselves and knowing that they are a super valuable person, and that they have these amazing things to contribute.
yeah, yeah. I think again, it's so important again with social media and all media where
Oh,
there's a
it's
lot of negative
rough.
side. It's the positive side too that we want
Yeah,
to see
exactly,
all the things
exactly.
about them that are great, and it starts young. And so if we can start that young, it will serve them well in later life,
Exactly. Well,
obviously.
because we all have that self-talk dialogue, and I know when I can be critical of myself, and I have a really good friend who once said this to me and it stuck with me. She said, "Don't you dare talk about my friend that way."
Uh,
And I was like,
Amazing. Yeah,
I would never say some of these things to somebody else. So I want my girls right from the get-go to have that positive self-talk,
yeah.
so that voice, that supportive voice, is with them forever.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, excellent, Kim. Yeah, for sure. That's such an important thing, and that's one of the activities we want to start with the kids. And I know
Yeah,
a lot of the providers are
absolutely.
already working on it because I see it all over Instagram and Facebook,
Yeah.
and all the activities that they're doing, plus extra activities. They're so engaged in Valentine's Day and love, and as well as
Oh,
literacy skills. So we took this book also as a jumping off point to all our books. Every month we do literacy activities that are attached to kind of the theme of the book and so on. And so maybe your last official question as a teacher or an educator is, how do you see the importance of early literacy and children really uh, practicing literacy skills from an early age?
um, it's it's of paramount importance. I mean, obviously the basic literacy skills are important. They're a foundation
Mhm.
for potential success in later life. But also that love of reading and that
Mhm.
love of going into another world and using your imagination and being able to just escape into a different fantasy land. And I had one of my grade 9 students the other day, one of my boys, say, "Oh, I hate reading." And I said, "Oh, that's a shame." I said, "You really don't?" And he's like, "Well, I don't like reading for school. I like reading what I like." And so I sort of said to him, like, then you know what? You do the reading for school because you need to or whatever, but like absolutely keep reading what you like to read, whatever it is,
Mhm.
because again, it's that ability to express yourself better. It's the ability to be creative and that sort of thing. And I think there's a lot to be learned from the different things that we read. I mean, I feel like every book has, or every whatever you're
Mhm.
reading has a takeaway from it. You've learned something new. Yeah. And if that starts young, that's an incredible superpower to have
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest of your life too.
Yeah, and the children they are really gravitating to this
So
whole
excited. And I can see it
program.
in
They
my
love the book.
kids in their like make believe games
Yeah,
and that sort of
excellent.
thing.
That's
So,
great. That's
yeah.
great. So I think I wanted to ask you, I guess, just maybe since we're on the topic of love, and ask you why you love We Watch. How's that for a question?
Oh, wow. What a great find. I tell everyone about it.
Excellent,
Um,
excellent.
yeah, when I had Katya, because I parent by myself, so it was sort of my decision, and my mom helped tremendously. I can see in the chat my girls are saying hi to me. Hi,
Yeah.
girls. Um, I I wasn't sure. I was like, oh my gosh, my firstborn, every parent knows this feeling like, oh, my baby's going to daycare. And we asked around, and one of my mom's friends, her daughter works with children's services. And she said, here's a place you need to check out. I have had nothing but great experiences with them. And she's seen a lot in her career. And she said, this is a wonderful place. You will love it. And I said, great. And I love the idea of an in-home daycare. I went and checked out a couple daycare centers and they were lovely. And the people were very nice and they were, everything was great. But the idea of being in a home and having sort of a daytime mom, was really important and really appealing to me. It's small numbers. It's a lot of one-on-one attention. I wanted that for my girls. Well, for Katya to begin with, and then when Maya came as well. And so I love that idea of small numbers and personal care and personal attention. And we went to a variety of different places, and Pasquina's house is right around the corner from school. And the second we walked in, she had her arms out for Katya, and Katya went to her, and it was, love at first sight. And that was that. And we've been so lucky. The girls learn so much. The things they come home with, like saying and singing and doing, it's fantastic. And so I could not have asked for any more for when I can't be around with my girls.
Amazing. Well, there's no better testimonial than that, I don't think, from a parent. And so thank you. It's wonderful to hear. Our providers do work hard. Our agencies work hard. And, it's great when parents are happy and the children are thriving.
Oh my gosh,
that's all our goal.
My kids are so, and I remember Katya, before she could even actually talk, she was still, babbling, and we'd get in the car and I'd say, oh, how was your day? And like, she just talked the whole way home. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I know what you're talking about.
But she's excited.
Right? She was excited, and there were new things, and there were kids, and and so, and now, she's learning her letter recognition and all of those things. And she's going to have such a great foundation to go into JK in the fall. I'm so excited for her. And she's so excited to go to big school because she feels confident. And she, she's had this positive experience with education already. So she can't wait to try the next new thing. And that's because of where she's coming from. So I couldn't be more thrilled.
Well, thank you for all that. I love that. Thank you for recording the video.
Oh, yes. Enjoy that.
It is coming right up after this. People will have access to it so they can watch you and your beautiful children reading the book that they love so much. And we love so much here at We Watch. So again, thank you for your time today.
No problem.
And thank you for the reading. And everybody, you can enjoy the mystery reader, Kim, the We Watch parent and high school educator. She's got class right now at 10 coming up.
I do, yes. They're coming soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye.